insurance company will validate if it can be used in Alabama. Okay, and the reason that is very important because you only have a window to do it. Once the window closes, you can no longer take it off until the next semester. You'll have to wait. You will be charged, and you can take the spring one off, but you won't be able to take the fall semester off. So really, please pay attention to that. If you know any friends that are coming with you, say, hey, did you take your insurance off? Because once that window closes, it's hard because we have to pay for the students that will be enrolled. Okay, so everybody understands that? So I want to talk about scholarships. If you can slow down for me, thank you, sweetie. So the best way to predict the future is you have to create it. And we all know that it costs to go to college. And I don't really like for students to take out loans, but I do know in certain circumstances it's necessary that people have to have loans in order to get a decent education. That's especially us African Americans. So, but what you need to be doing right now, whether you are a junior or a senior, is start applying for scholarships. You know, you may need to spend, and in my presentations, I say that you need to spend at least 60 to 90 minutes a week trying to prepare for scholarships. The first thing is you need to read the directions. Make sure that this scholarship is applicable to you. So you want to read the whole scholarship because you don't want to get down to number 10 and realize, hey, I don't even qualify for this. So make sure that you read the directions on the scholarship application. The next thing, you want to complete the application in full. Do not leave anything blank because that could disqualify you. You want to follow the directions, whatever it says that you need to do, whatever recommendations you need to add, you want to make sure you follow the directions. And you want to be neat. You don't want to turn in a sloppy application, all right? So some of the organizations, they're still not taking Swabi, so they may not have, it may be, you know, you have to write it out versus typing it up. So you want to make sure it's neat before, you know, you want to maybe like do draft copies, and then when you're ready to turn it in, do the final copy. And make your scholarship application personal because it's all about you and no one else but you. So start thinking about stuff that make you stand out. Watch all the deadlines. I suggest that people turn in their scholarship application 2 weeks before the deadline. Okay? Do not wait till the last minute. Research shows that people who wait till the last minute, they don't even consider those people. Okay? So don't wait till the last minute to turn your scholarship in. Try to turn your scholarship applications in 2 weeks before. And if you need help, ask for help. If you don't understand the application, call the organization and say, hey, I'm kind of a little puzzled. Could you kind of, give me some suggestions? I don't understand this particular question, and I want to be able to apply for this scholarship. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Make sure your application get where it goes, because sometimes the application will have another address that you have to send it to. So make sure that your application gets where it's supposed to go. Keep a backup file, very important. Because if your computer crashed or you cannot find your USB drive, so you want to put your application responses in probably the cloud. I tell students you need to find a good essay. Once you write a good essay, then you can tweak it along the way with the different type of needs of the scholarships. Avoid scams. That's very important. You should not have to pay for a scholarship. Okay, there are some sites out there that will want you to pay this and you'll get this particular scholarship, because those same scholarships are on these other scholarship sites. So when you're applying for local scholarships, I think the best person really is your guidance counselor. Okay, because most people, when they are looking for applicants for scholarships, they send it to your guidance counselor. So I suggest that you always try to stay in touch with your guidance counselor and ask them, say, hey, is there any scholarships available? Have anything come in? And then apply for them that way. Also, ask people who graduated, especially from other colleges. Like, we have a lot of students, and I'll talk about it in a little bit, who have been very successful with the United Negro College Fund. And so you want to ask people who, with their experience, what did you write in your essay that made you so successful? Check the community portals that you have. Make sure where you live, what state you live in. Check Google the scholarships for your particular state. For instance, like Georgia, they'll have scholarships that's only applicable to Georgia, but some of their scholarships can transfer to other schools. And apply for scholarships for small awards. A lot of people will not do that because it's like, $250, $500, $1,000. it can rack up. So even if it just says 250, whatever, $100 still apply for it, because as they more money just racking up on your account. Remember in your essay, don't introduce yourself, because most of the committee, everything has to be blind. So you don't need to say, I'm such and such, I'm 17, you don't need to say any of that. What you really wanna do is get straight to the point. Whatever question that they ask you, you wanna go dive into the question initially. You don't want to use quotes, and you wanna stick to the word limit. That's another thing that they say. If they ask for 250 words, only give them 250, not 251. So whatever they ask for, you need to make sure that you give it to them. Make sure your essay is very strong. Have a clear beginning, a middle, and an end. Stay true to your own voice and tone. And choose a topic that you enjoy, because you know sometimes scholarships will have like several questions that they're asking. Do something that you enjoy, not what you think that they want to hear. Because remember, it's your story, and each one of you have a unique story. Again, I told you to submit early. Don't wait until the due date. Also set aside 60 to 90 minutes a week to look for scholarships. And follow up. You apply for a scholarship, call the organization, say, hey, I applied for a scholarship, I haven't heard back from anybody. They say, well, we awarded it to somebody else. Say, okay, thank you, but could you tell me as the reason why you think I was picked, or could you give me more suggestions or whatever? Because those suggestions could probably help you further for applying for other scholarships. Okay, I'm gonna talk about these sites because United Negro College Fund they give us a lot of money. I will be honest and say some of it is need-based, but some of it is not. And so I really encourage you to always have at least a 2.5 GPA, okay? Because at the 2.5 GPA is mostly when UNCF will award. And look, and the thing I like about the UNCF, there's a general application that's open every June. So you need to make sure you fill out that general application, okay? Not only are you filling out that general application, their time frame for their scholarships, another reason I like them is because it's not a short term. Like you may have anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to apply for a scholarship. You just need to make sure that you mark it on your calendars. It's when your scholarship is due. But they have all kinds of scholarships. They have this year they had a Jesus scholarship. It was just called Jesus. They have Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan. And those are like people who donate to the UNCF, and then they have other corporations like Wells Fargo and CVS and all those big corporations that donate to UNCF. And sometimes it's based on your state. The requirements are different. But let's just say that you see a scholarship, right, on UNCF, and you see the requirements, and maybe you fit all the requirements except for one. I would say still apply, because if nobody applied for that scholarship, you may be the one that gets the scholarship. And it really helps a lot because their amounts are not small. Sometimes their scholarships are renewable. So if you got $10,000 your freshman year, you're gonna get $10,000 your sophomore, your junior, and your senior year, okay? So that's a really good site to always pay attention to. TMCF, who knows who Thurgood Marshall is? Please tell me you guys know, because so many students are not know who Thurgood Marshall is. Blowing my mind. But anyway, we just started partnering with this in the last 2 years, and they also give decent scholarships. But the thing about Thurgood Marshall, you need to start checking them out probably like in April, because a lot of their scholarships are already, the deadline is like in the summertime. But it's tmcf.org. Also, there's a scholarship that's catered to Oakwood. It's called the Nathan B. Anderson Scholarship. So if you are a communication major, a nursing major, or a music major, they have a scholarship. The expiration date is July the 15th. This family wants Oakwood students to apply for the scholarship. Their son attended Oakwood, graduated from Oakwood, and he was killed, I think it was in a motorcycle accident. So they have had this scholarship for years. And so they want Oakwood students to apply so that they can give Oakwood the money versus other colleges, or other students that go to different colleges. There's FastWeb. FastWeb is one of those that have, they have like the 250, 500, you recording me?
Yes. Is that illegal?
Not sure that. They have the $250 to $500 scholarships. They have the smaller scholarships, but I tell you I saw them at a conference, and I was like, wait up, you guys at this conference? I never see anybody get awarded anything from you guys, but they say that they do get people get awarded. I was looking on their site the other day, and they said that they do like $610,000. They did this past fall, so. Shoot for the small ones. Bowl.org is fairly new, and scholarship.out, but there's a lot of them out there. I would just say register for these 3 or 4. Make sure you register for UNCF and TMCF, okay? I would say register for those, and I would say, because they're gonna start sending you email. It is a profile. Once you create your they're not just gonna send you any scholarship, but they will send you the ones that are catered to your profile, okay? And this is one of my favorite ideas. I thought of this about a couple years ago. I had a student who was really struggling trying to get financially cleared. And I said, well, why don't you do a postcard and let people know who you are and what your future plans are and what you want to do. And so basically, it's just putting their name, putting a picture of them on the postcard, introducing themselves, telling them they're going to be attending Oakwood University, and just different things about yourself, what you want to study, what you want to plan. It can be quick and short, and then make sure on there you put where you want the payments to be sent. And then when you see attention student accounts, you want to make sure that that your ID or your name is in that. So when it comes to student accounts, we know that it's directly for you. And with this card, you can give it to your church members, your teachers, if you're really close to any of your teachers presently, which I always say make teachers your best friend, even if you don't like them, because you still can use them. Okay, so if it's your teachers, you can ask them to support your education goals. Your supervisors, if you guys work at some of the restaurants like Publix, is a good person who really who invests in their students. They put aside a percentage for their students, so that when they get ready to go to college, they're able to apply for that percentage, and they will pay for a little part of their education. I think McDonald's is one, Walmart is another one. Also ask your supervisor, if you have a supervisor and you are a great employee, which I hope each one of you are, then you can ask your supervisor, hey, here's a little information about me. Do you mind supporting my education goal? Ask some of your relatives, ask organizations like the fraternities. In the fraternities, all fraternities in every state give scholarships. The Alphas, the Omegas, the Kappas, the AKAs, the Deltas, they all give scholarships. So please make sure that you hit those people up. Look at the different type of organizations in your city and start trying to apply for scholarships. Business owners, we give a lot of money to these businesses, with the hair, with the makeup and everything like that. Hey, ask them to support your education, because you're throwing everything out to them for your money, but what are they giving back to you? If you know somebody who used to attend Oakwood, ask them to support your education journey. If you're field related, like if you are physical therapy, physical therapy organization, because they're popping up like crazy. So you want to maybe ask them, say, hey, I'm going to be a future physical therapist. I want to know if you could support my education goal. And strangers, don't be afraid to ask strangers. We have had a lot of strangers come up here and pay people's bill. I had a man one day came to me and he said, I heard of a student and I heard he needs money and I'm gonna give him $5,000. I have a check on my desk right now for a lady, she heard the students needed money, $10,000. So we have a lot of strangers who you never know, pray about those cards. You can get your cards made, you can do them in Canva, you can get your cards made at Kinko's, you can even order them from Canva, to be honest. Get you about 200 cards, you're somewhere on the street, you see somebody smiles at you, you're just like, hey, she smiled at me, he smiled at me. Give them a card, say, is there any way you can support my education goal, okay? So don't be afraid to ask strangers, because you never know how God is sending people along your pathway to assist you. And stay in touch. Any questions? I think you had a question back there.